Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining me this morning. Yeah, my live stream. Now, I'm sure you're all fully aware that I don't advertise my guests coming on anymore. I just bring them on because in the past, when I advertised guests coming on, they got trolled and fucking attacked online. Don't go on with Trevor, he's a bastard. Anyway, so that's why I bring them on, and they're great guests. Here we have another awesome veteran who has his own company, his own brand. And by the way, I'm wearing it. Look at that there. He will explain more. Identity. The hood is awesome. Everything about this it's like, it reminds me of like a computer game where I'm hidden as I come through, like Assassin's Creed. Anyway, I've got him, John. He's in the green room. I'm going to bring him on and ask your questions, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, mate.
Hello, mate. Thanks. I appreciate you joining me, mate. I know you're busy, all doing bits and pieces, but
so pleased to be on, mate. Thank you for having me.
I wanted you on for a while. I've been following your rise through success in fashion and what you're doing. And
steady rise. Yeah.
It's baffled me. I mean, fashion is something that we're all involved in. We all buy stuff that we like, clearly.
Yeah,
and it's trying to get that happy medium where you're not ordinary. You're pushing out the boundaries. Which I find, by the way, thanks for the top. It is fun.
That's good with the green. That's good with the emerald for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I wanted to ask, so John, where did your journey start? Obviously you were in the military. Yeah.
So I was in the Grenadier Guards for 9 years. I joined in 2005. Afghan 2007, again in 2009 to 10, was it, or 10 to 11? It's not long ago now. I've been out longer than I was in. I was in for 9, I've been out for 10. Kenya, Falklands, left that, went into sort of the CP world, RSTs, and just a lot of that was pretty naff, to be honest. During that time, I ended up in Sierra Leone for a while. That was nice, doing some training of police SWAT teams out there. That ended badly, because the guy at the top was like a Walt. He had like the SAS tattoo on his thing. He won the contract vaulting, basically. And then Andy Patterson fined him. And basically, he was using the money that meant to put into training to fund his own debts and that in Dubai and Abu Dhabi. So we got ran out of Sierra Leone, really, for that.
Oh, wow.
So all sorts of bits and bobs like that. And then basically, I kind of thought, you know what, I want to work for myself. I want to do my own thing. I had links to a UK clothing factory through the back scenes, through family and stuff. So I went, you know what, let's create something that's going to, over that time I saw so much like difference and stuff. So let's create something that's going to bring people together a little bit and like try and do it through that, because I had easy access to it in a sense. So I didn't say identity, the word, in front of my iPhone until I got it trademarked, because these fuckers are listening. So basically, I wrote it down, did a basic pen drawing of it, got it digitized, got it trademarked, and then launched on this journey. And ideally, it is a clothing brand, but the whole point in time is to have like podcasts, groups, rooms where the way I say it is, sometimes, when you're feeling absolute dog shit and you don't want to speak to anyone and you can't say a word, you'll look up, see someone wearing that, and you'll go, actually, through their values and knowledge and what they've talked about, what they've said, they understand where I am. I don't need to say anything. I don't need to do anything. They just see that and they're like, right, I'm not my own. That's it. That's really the aim of it in time. So UK made, obviously quality stuff, like none of this modern slavery stuff, 'cause it's made right here. My all round trip from picking up fabric to production is about 112 miles. That's the whole set of like picking it up, bringing it, like fabric by fabric in bales, coming back, cutting it, sewing it, embroidering it. It's all here, you know what I mean? So it's supporting UK businesses, and we're doing all right from it so far. It's taking a push.
The name, though, right before I go into this, before I go into why it's called Identity, did you struggle though? Because, and I'll say it as it is, being a guardsman, there's a lot of bullshit. There's a lot of prestige uniforms, and you have to look a certain way. You have to dress a certain way. Everything must be pristine. So you embed that into your product, where everything needs. It's like guardsman. I mean, imagine having a guardsman in charge of fashion. You're like, nope, take it away. I mean, that must be a nightmare, because in your head, your mentality is a certain way. Everything has to be perfect, which I think, in my opinion, is the perfect. I mean, all fashion designers should be guardsmen.
It's good in a sense. Like, it's brilliant in some ways, and like, I have had to adapt a little bit and been like, you know what, if you procrastinate on perfection, in a way, you never get anything done. But yeah, I do kind of like, so some of the first embroidery I'd done, like they come back and they're like, they'd have their own ideas. They're like, oh, so we've done it in different colour, and they've done like green on green. I'm like, you can't see it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So like there are things like that where I will pull it up and be like, right, yeah. And it's the cutting phase, I suppose. So when you're cutting, the shapes need to be a certain way. So we've
Yeah.
just actually done something similar to another brand out there. I won't name it, but it's a popular gym wear brand, tracksuits style, like joggers. And the way they do theirs is slightly different. So we've actually had some cuts made similar to theirs. They're like quite tight fitting and stuff. So, but that takes time. That's where the perfectionist really comes in. If the cut's not right, the stowing's not right, the rest is wrong. So,
I've got a question from. Thanks for joining, everyone. I have the old Paratrooper podcast. He has just said, "Are you from Nottingham?"
I am from Nottingham. Yeah.
There you go, Chris. He's from Nottingham. Yeah. He'll want you on his podcast next Monday.
Yeah, I'll meet him. I'm only down the road.
Yeah.
Are you from Nottingham? Where are you from?
No. Yeah, he's got a good channel. Yeah, I mean, I look at your brand. I've seen it. I mean, do you know what? Do you want what I don't like in brands? And this is what I hate in brands. The ironed-on logo, it looks shit.
Yes, mate.
See the embroidered logo? That's what is awesome. An embroidered logo is so professional and pristine. I love it, mate. It's great.
It adds a touch of class to it. That's the thing. Like none of our stuff is printed at the minute. Nothing at all. Maybe in time when we have other designs and stuff, we might have painted on, printed on. But we try to be like ethical as we can as well. So like being small, that's quite tough as well. Because obviously we're making it here, which costs more than ordering crap from wherever. The support is labor by doing that, so that's another thing we avoid. But then you've got already increased costs, and then to try and be sustainable as well. So packaging at the time is like eco-friendly. It's made of sugar cane, which is more sustainable. But like embroidery in itself, that is going to last longer as well. So you've got less time to replace it. You don't need to be buying one every other week because the printing's cracked and things like that. It's just a quality thing to have on. So it's helping you pay for it. But then at the same time, it's lasted a hell of a lot longer. If else, that's not washing off. It's not cracking. It's not anything like that. So it adds a bit of premium, and it's never going anywhere. So like when you do invest and you buy from our density, it's lasting you. It's something, a purchase a year instead of a purchase every month. So that's kind of something we try and buy into. Be premium looks at affordable prices, really, for want of a better word. Try and keep the cost down where I can. If you notice on the website, I've got a cat. Here it is.
Oh yeah, that's good. Here, another question's come in from question from Cara. How long have you been running this business for? How long have you been?
So I started the trademark. I got the trademark I think 3 years ago.
All right.
But actually pushing it's only really been about 3 months. So what it was, I launched it. I got the trademark and I started pushing bits out there. But I was working like close protection kind of jobs, working other roles, doing everything I can. And I went down a rabbit hole, to be honest. I went down a crazy rabbit hole of doing too much, burnout. I'll be straight up. I turned to cocaine. That was a bit of a thing for me for a while. And I just had a couple of years. I had too much on, and I was just burning myself out. And it's only really like sort of last year, August time, not last year before, August time, I got my life together, screwed it all together, and I was like, right, this is it now. I focus on me, focus on my life, changed it all around. And so it's really, I've been pushing about 6 months.
Mate, your website is awesome, by the way. I must admit, your website is stunning. I was on it this morning, having a look at it. I was on it about a week and a half ago, looking at it. I went, oh wow, it's great. I don't think it get any better, really. I mean,
I think it's a tough one as well, because, like, again, the infantry teaches you so many skills about this. So, like, coming out, it's awesome, and I like to learn myself. I've got no one working on it for me at the minute. I'm not big enough to be hiring loads of people apart from this cat. So the website, I've done it myself, learned how to do it myself. The branding, learn how to do it myself. The designing, learn how to do it myself. I'll have bits of feedback from people, and I always encourage that on my social media, like on Instagram and stuff. I'm saying, look, if anything I send out to an influencer or someone buys it, I'm like, look, tell me. Tell me what you think, and we'll adjust that. So like one of them is just the waistband, for instance. It's always trial and error. But now we've put the pull cords on because obviously everyone needs different sizes and just little things like that. We appreciate feedback, and even though it is just me, I just do what I can with it. So the website I am fairly proud of. I'd like to, there's always something. The Perfectionist Guardsman comes out, like you say, and I want to get slightly different things on there. But it's a simple enough layout, and I'd like to think it's easy enough for people to understand and go on and enjoy their experience. And if you do go on there, there's a bit at the bottom. That's what you want to read. Go down and it's all like about me, about the brand, about various things we might try and do. Yeah, so that's the way to learn about what we do.
Well, for people in the chat asking, once this goes live, well, it's live now, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Once it goes live on my YouTube and our chat's over, I'm going to pin the link to John's website in the top of the comment section. You can see it. Someone is asking here. Joanne has actually asked, have you thought about going on? Well, someone said up here, and Joanne said the same thing. There's two women have asked the same thing. Have you ever thought about going on Dragon's Den?
No, I haven't, purely because it's like, I'm not selling an innovative sort of thing. I'm selling a principle, really, aren't I? I'm selling my values in a way.
Yeah.
So in some senses, it's like, I feel like Dragon's Den is very, I've got a new thing. Whereas it is new in a way, like say UK made, wanting to bring people together, but I feel like I'd have to have it established as more of a community, because that's the side I'm selling. Like, I'm selling the support, really. I'm selling the feeling, as opposed to a product. So like, I feel like building personality up a bit more, build that kind of side of things where, you know, I'm working. So at the minute, for instance, there's like a young lad from motocross. His name's Cohen Hatton. He's only young, but he's on that motocross circuit. He's doing all right. His dad's fucking amazing dad. Dropped some stuff down to him yesterday. You know, we sponsor them. They got the name on the bike. We try and give back where we can. I just sponsored a pro boxer up here in Alfreton, Macaulay Cartwright. He's up and coming, 2 fights on his professional belt, 2 wins, but it's fantastic, you know. So we just sponsored him with merch and things. So it's about building that. We gave a load of stuff to when Ukraine kicked off. We sent like 1,000 garments out for the refugees there. We're just trying to create that feeling first. Once I've got that feeling down and that emotion and everything attached to it, and I know where I'm going there, and then I would. But I feel like there's more that I can offer, and I want to go. If I did go on that, it would be in with a solid background of this is what I want, this is how we're going to help people, this is where we're going to do it, what you say, kind of thing like that. I think a bit more establishment on that side of things.
In the chat, people are asking, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to put the link to his website in the comments after this video. There's loads of things in there for women. He caters for all ages, all groups. It's all there. The stuff's awesome. Just so as you can see, so why that name? Why that name though?
So
for those that can't see it,
I'll do it as
that. Why identity?
So what I found is, like, there's a key moment here actually that really triggered things, and you know, you see all this disparity and everyone sort of hating on everyone for any reason they can think of or imagine they've thought of. And one moment sort of span it around for me. It was in Sierra Leone actually. I was training a SWAT team, and it's a very split Christian Muslim country. Yeah, the SWAT team, before we ever went out on operation, would get around in a circle and they'd do a Muslim prayer and a Christian prayer together. And I looked at that and went, like, because what the fuck? Because what we're shown is totally different. And I was like, we're meant to be this Western civilized world. And that was 2 massive identities coming together to form one. And then obviously when I've then come back and stuff and I've seen this, I was like, what's bigger than identity? I was like, what if it could be ours? And that leads into the strap line as well. So like within the identity logo, I've put in the symbols of like, this is the symbol for male, female. If you cut it in half, it's bisexual. So it's like about trying to be inclusive and bring everyone into that. Everyone has their opinions, but realistically, if it's not hurting you, who the cares? Like, let people be happy. Let people live their lives the way. As long as it's not harm. If you can't do good, just don't harm others. It's as simple as that. And then that leads into the strap line: individually, different, together. You can be an individual. You can be different. I love that. The world's colourful. Let's embrace it. It's not black and white anymore. Be individual. Be different. We'll do it together. What's the problem? A little bit more understanding. That's really the logo and sort of strap line explained in that, I think.
No one owns that. I mean, that's yours. That is a one-off word which no one owns. I think it should go into the Collins English Dictionary, actually.
No, I think it should. I fully agree. That's something I've thought about that. You know, at some point it will. I'm not being funny. If we can have stuff like, well, I don't know what words is there in there now.
Yeah, I knew what you were going to say there. Bejazzle.
Yeah, that's one. All these these words in there that are like new. So let's add a new one in there again. I'll set up a petition.
I mean, it could happen. I mean, the whole thing. But I actually listened to one of your videos. Well, listen to quite a few of them on Instagram. But some of the things you sometimes sit down and just have a chat. You do poems and poetry. I get that.
Oh yeah, I do. Yeah.
Sometimes you just offload, and I'm listening to you and how you bring it about individual identity, and I just go, okay. And then I have a little giggle to myself. I go, that's like this is like his clothing values and standards.
Yeah. It is, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you're not
It
wrong.
is, isn't it?
It is, yeah, definitely is. But like, I just don't understand it. That's what gets me. Like, just why can't you just accept it? Why do people have to create this whole thing and this whole thing about the world's being weak and all these things and everything's going wrong? Think about what's going right. It's like, think about what's going right and what's going good. And is that person doing that? Just stop and think, is that person really affecting my life in any significant way? If it's a no, don't bother them. Just leave her to it.
I
It's
wish
like,
people would do that though. I mean,
yeah,
I get people coming on to my videos and going, "I don't like you," and I'm going, "Well, what the fuck are you doing here then?"
yeah,
I didn't send you a letter that invite you here
yeah,
on a Friday
You're here of
morning.
your own free will, yeah.
I know, yeah.
There's one
Foxy said he liked that. There are the clothes values. That's a good one. We have our clothes values and standards.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on. Yeah, definitely. I'm thinking one of my next things should be some sort of military style one, a little bit of DPM pattern or something on there. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'll figure it out.
Well, because we've got the old Paratrooper podcast then, and
Yeah.
we've got A Dog's Life in Liechtenstein, which is another YouTube channel. Got a few YouTubers in here. I was thinking as he came on, I was thinking, is this full Irish? I feel like this feels like three para.
Damn it.
Need a DZ flash on it.
I don't know if it's sustainable for their activities in the reg.
No, God. I mean, I remember I had a green dressing gown.
Yeah.
Don't laugh. With a DZ flash here and a 16-hour assault badge here, and my rank slide on because I was.
I love that for you.
I was one of those dickheads, actually.
I remember when they were popular. I remember them being about, yeah.
Oh,
sorry, it could be
God.
worse for me. I've got a tattoo on my back from top to bottom that says on the 8th day God created the gods and the devils stood to attention. Top to bottom. My first ever
I've
tattoo.
seen that. Yeah.
Yeah. It was in the centre page spread of the Sun though, funnily enough. I was on centre page of the Sun in Herrick 6 for that.
Herrick 6. Yeah, those are, I mean, to be fair, all Herricks were dangerous.
Yeah.
Those early Herricks were shocking. I mean,
naughty, mate, weren't they?
To go from that to identity, I mean, it is complete different transition of lifestyles. I mean, have you got someone helping you, by the way? And you said you did your website yourself, you do everything yourself.
Yeah. So,
I noticed though that you surround yourself with models quite a lot. So, I mean, where do you get these models from to do all the fashion?
When you are one, you're just attractive.
You're just an attractive guy, Joe.
Yeah, it's just that. Well, one of them, the actual Indian guy you see on there, like, is my partner. We just got engaged actually in Rome recently. So she's on there. There's then other people that will reach out, you know, and some of it's like sort of do something for them, do some reviews. So one of them was creative stand up to breast cancer. Her name's Ella Judge. She's a fantastic model, and her mother died of breast cancer. So she does a charity event every year, and like reaches out to people to say, look, do you want to send stuff down for this charity auction? So we've gone, absolutely, yeah, of course we will. So we went down and attended ourselves, put some of our tracksuits on, and one of our tracksuits got the highest bid as well out of everything that night. So they'll be put on models, they'll walk out, and it's all about networking, like helping people, and that's it. Like you give, you get. Like the highest form of sort of getting is giving yourself. You get more for yourself. So that was a fantastic night. We met some great people down there, and then it's just reaching out to nice people, decent people. There's another thing, we're going down to a portfolio day soon, and that's like where the photographers. What's it called? London's finest. So like the models come, the photographers come, all people that want to build up the portfolios. Then I'm going to go down as a designer with all my clothes, then throw them in, and then they're getting their portfolio done. The photographers are getting their portfolio done. I'm getting my shots. You know, so it's not necessarily something you have to pay out. You just create that sort of community and that identity, and then it all comes together.
Can you see the question on the screen?
So sorry.
You see the question on the screen to you?
Do you do a maroon one? There's dark wine that's similar. I'll definitely have a look into it. This thing, like all the colours and stuff, we have got quite a few colours.
Yeah.
But to get it here, I bring it in bales. So like normally you just think about the finished product that comes in this fast fashion thing, which accounts for like something like 80% of water waste throughout the world. So like ours is not classed as sort of fast fashion. But we'll bring in a bale, and that bale will do maybe 64 sort of garments-ish, depending on the cut. But that's like anywhere between £200 to £500 a bale, like depending. So it's like when we're doing new colours, I'm ordering in the bale, if you know what I mean. So it's about like return investment, what I've got to put in, what I can put in. So yeah. Oh God.
Oh, here we go. On a serious note, I'll put it on the screen. On a
Yeah, just got.
serious note, love the clothing and brand. Well done, John. Always nice to see veterans doing well.
Thank you, brother.
That's Chris.
Yeah, appreciate that, brother.
That's what
I'll
it's about.
I'll be chatting to you shortly after this, I'm sure.
Yeah. He's actually said he spoke to you before.
Yeah, we spoke briefly. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it's all about, man. I think the community. I've been in the gutter and got myself out, and I don't mean that. I mean mentally, and you have to find a way out. And the only one that can get out of that is yourself. By
100%.
If you wake up with a shit attitude, you have a shit day. You wake up with a positive attitude. I'm not trying to sell this shit to you. I'm just saying move forward. And I've managed to find people, well, like yourself, like Christo, and different people who add value. See, if people are in my circle, first, if you don't add value, you're not in my circle. I mean, why do I want someone in my circle that just sucks, leeches?
Exactly, mate, yeah.
Get away. So we've now got this area where, don't get me wrong, you will get the odd people try to penetrate and give you shit, and they want freebies and give us this, give us that. That's not what it's about. It's about lifting people up. And
yeah, definitely.
I try and lift Chris up. He lifts me up. We lift other people up, other veterans up. And I find that whenever you have this is weird. Whenever you have a small circle, everything works. The bigger your circle, the bigger your problems. So and we just and it's good to see. I'd like to see, because I share for instance, I promote someone, they promote me, we lift each other. I get my book sales because someone promotes me, and I promote you. Hopefully your sales will go up. Hopefully they will. Touch wood. And it's being in a circle and trying just to fucking. I get these. You'll get this. Hi, John. We've looked at your identity, and we're telling you that we believe you should be doing better on Instagram, and if you have us to help you, pay us. And I'm like, I don't need you. I don't need. No, I don't. I don't care if it's not doing too good. But
it's my baby at the minute. Exactly. That's the thing.
I'll do it my way. But I love your tops. I see what Chris said there, the old parachute podcast, and it made sense. He was like, I think he's now looking at parachute regiment colours.
Yeah, yeah, that is. Yeah, send them in. Ping them over when I get off, and I'll have a look.
Well, you do have them. Well, this is the colour of 3 para. I've seen that you do have the colour of 2 para, and the wine one you do. The wine one is basically it's like, I know it's wine, but that's 1 para, isn't it?
Yeah, near enough. That's my thing to me, but you Paris might be picky with it. They might like, it's not quite, it's a shade off.
I know. I must, because I know Chris is watching. I was never in the parachute regiment. I worked with them on. I was in C Company in 3 para in 2006. I was in Ranger Company 2 para 2008. I spent more time on operations with parachute regiment than I did with my own. But
it's a lot of close affiliations Royal Irish to Reg, isn't there? You got.
I'm still a hat though.
Is it even a hat? Is it?
I know. It's actually called being unshapeable headdress.
Oh, is that it?
That isn't it?
It's a beast, mate. It's a beast.
It was a nightmare. Yeah. So, what was I going to ask you again? Don't worry. I've got my notes here. I know what I'm going to ask you. I've got stuff in front of me. I'll just everything. Have you?
Yeah, well, you got clothing brand playbook. That's actually really good. That's what's even fucking good. Successful Man. You start working through that. I've got a copy of Vogue here because I'm learning. A little bit of everything here, mate.
Yeah. So obviously starting off a brand. I mean, where did you start? I don't want you to give away your secrets, but
of course,
what made you go, I want to get into this? How do you go from nothing to having your own design? I think you sat down and you designed the words and the meaning behind that, and then
that was it. And my best thing I ever drew was a panoramic. The things like drawing that, I just thought, right, how can I include? So I've created the word identity. How do I include people in that and show them through a symbol that it is included? That came with the symbol, like the signs within it. And then for anyone starting one, trademark. That's the first step. Just get it trademarked so it's yours. So this originally, it's like, it don't cost that much. Get on a trademark first, so then no one can steal it. And you go through and you pick what you want to trademark. So naturally, clothing came first, and then that adds it up to a couple hundred. And then you get cups and key rings and stuff as well. So I've just gone, you know what? Nobody can have it. That's just trademarked it on everything. So that's the first step. From there, like, there's a lot of things now you can just do this sort of like fast fashion again. You can get it from wherever, and people will approach you straight away. I get them all the time from a +92 number from the middle of God knows where. oh, we're a UK manufacturer based UK, and you're like, well, you're not. And they're like, come and give us this, and like the whole wording's wrong, the numbers wrong, and yeah, so that's an easy enough thing to do, but you can't guarantee like your delivery, what you're paying. So yeah, I might pay out a little bit more, but it's so good to just have it all in the UK. And I feel like we need to support like things like that as well.
Yeah.
So
Well,
like
at least
support
you
local
don't
things.
have. Can I say it? I can say what I want. It's my channel.
Yeah,
At least
you
we
know,
don't have little kids from China with sore fingers, needles. So at least it's all being done in the UK by UK
exactly,
people.
yeah.
And
And like
that's
I'm
what's
down at the
important.
factory most days I'm down there myself. Like most
Yeah.
days I'm down there myself, checking on things, making sure everything's all right, making sure everything's running smooth. Like they do their own side of things as well. They've got their own bits, and then mine's just like it's not my factory as such, but it's so yeah, basically I go down, got my space, got my office, deal with my bits and bobs, send out my stuff from there, try and reach out to people from there, and I'll go down. I'm normally first there, 4:30 in the morning, up at 3, cracking on with bits and bobs down here, get a few things in down there, and it's that routine that's like really important for I think military people as well.
What?
Cardigans.
Sorry, John. Why the hell are you up at 3?
It's that routine, like, 'cause I listen to a lot of like motivational stuff, but it's not always about motivation, it's about discipline and
Yeah.
routine. That's the thing. So motivate yourself to get the discipline, but the discipline's more important because you need to be disciplined even when you're not motivated. But like, yeah, I like to get up and get things done. If you've got everything, if you wake up at 3 and you've got everything done by 12, there's nothing stopping you having a nap.
If you wake up at 7 and you're done by 9:15, there's nothing wrong with having a coffee. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. I know, it's while I push it. It's because like I'm passionate about it as well. That's the thing. So like often if I wake up at 1 and I'm like, and I'll look and I'll see someone on the website has asked for something, or someone on Instagram has, I like to get back to them then, which might wake me up, but at the same time I'm like, boom, I just have to. Like it's my baby at the minute, and I love it. I care about it, so I just want to get it out as best I can. Yeah, I'm just happy to crack on and do it. Like this stuff I've got here, I've got like little spider diagrams and stuff in where stuff I like. It's something so simple, right? I could get a printer to print the label off when I'm writing, when it's been sent off anywhere, but I don't. I write it with my own crappy handwriting because I feel like it has personal touch to it. It's like this is from me to you, in a way. It's weird, but it's just something I like to do. Naturally, when I'm in the millions and millions of sales, I'm going to have a sore hand. But until that point, I just like that little personal touch. I put a little thank you thing. I always put a little sticker on "Made in England," like not only made in it, but where it's made, what it does, and yeah, just try and do, mate. I like these little personal touches because ultimately, the whole point being, we give a shit. Yeah, that's a unique
touch. That is a
that's nice, isn't it?
I mean, that's that. I mean, every tracksuit top, every hoodie's the same. They're all the same, different logos. This is the only one I've ever came across where the hood sets it off with the silkness in it. I think it's stunning, and it's really comfortable. I mean,
it is lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, so the whole thing is with that, like you see around, and I know I've had people with them, see them with the silk satin pillowcases and stuff, and it's good for your hair. It stops it breaking. If you've styled it, the satin silk helps. So like, I see bandanas with it. I see pillowcases. I'm like, right, that's on your head. What do people wear all the time? A hoodie. Why is it not in a hood? and that was it. As simple as that. Solving a real life problem. So you don't need to buy a bandana or a pillowcase because you're cutting around in it all day. Oh, it's beautiful.
I mean, it is. I mean, it is good for your hair. I mean.
Yeah, I can see yours. Yours come on leaps and bounds since you had that hoodie yesterday.
Thank you very much. I know. When I walk out, I feel like I'm 6'5" when I'm walking through the village.
Yeah, it's classic. It has a touch of class. It does. That and the embroidery, just little touches, mate. Little touches go a long way.
So, what's next then? I mean, your website looks awesome. I'm going to put the link. People keep asking me. I'll put the link at the end, everyone. But what's next for Identity? Obviously, you can never have enough sales. Everyone wants to. And a lot of the time, I find that it's not about the money in the sales. Knowing that your product and you'll get this. Knowing that there's people out with your product. Knowing that my book's on people's shelves. That to me,
it's lovely, isn't it?
So it's just walking along and seeing people wearing it and seeing people enjoying it, and you're going, wow. So getting it out there is a big thing. Yeah. Would you like to see your stuff maybe in, let's say, I don't know, in like a good retailer? I'm going to use this word.
Oh, yeah.
Next just sells Next stuff, I think. But
I'm not sure.
In like a retailer where your stuff's there.
Yeah, at some point I would, yeah. But still, even that, like, like we talked about Dragon's Den earlier, it would take the right approach from me as well, if you know what I mean. I wouldn't just throw it in anywhere. If they're like, so for instance, everyone loves what's that one that smashes stuff out, Rich? Sheen.
Yeah,
Everyone loves Shein, and I get it. We're all broke at the minute. Like you've got to get your stuff where you can. But there's so many like negative connotations linked in with Shein. So it would have to be a shop with some sort of values to it as well. I wouldn't just bang it in anywhere for the money. It's got to go somewhere where I know they're not sourcing from like slave labor. They're not blitzing this. It's just caused so much drama. And it's not something I want to get into. So it would take the right place, definitely. I'm not here just to like sell out first
yeah,
opportunity I get. It's definitely something that would have to be meaningful to them as well. They'd have to embrace the value. So I think to start off with, maybe it'll be like these smaller boutique shops, go in, have a
yeah,
conversation with them and link in with them, the ones that are right for me and the
yeah,
brand, and then move up from there. But I'd rather approach a personal level, because that's the whole point in what we're trying to do here. Like get it on a personal level. So you buy into, you don't just buy hoodie, you're buying into like people who give a shit. Really, that's the whole point.
yeah. It's working out a deal with the shop owner where, because let's be honest, a shop will sell your product like that, but
Yeah,
for them, they'll want a percentage of,
of
of
course
the,
they will.
the retail price. And yeah, and it's trying to get it work. That's why I never sell books on Amazon. Sorry, that's why I went to Amazon and I
Yeah.
didn't go to, what do you call it, Waterstones. Waterstones
All
wanted
right. Yeah.
40, they wanted 46% of the price of the book.
That's
And
ludicrous.
I was like, nah, you're all right. I'd rather have
Mm.
less rules and I'm in control rather than
Yeah,
give you the.
absolutely. Yeah,
So yeah,
that's
so
insane.
it's getting the right place, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's why
definitely.
that's why a lot of authors now just use Amazon because I mean,
Yeah, it's fair.
yeah,
And
it's
promote it
bad luck. I
yourself.
mean, yeah, it's
Or with
bad luck
social media
getting.
now, you can promote it just as much. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I don't ask for help. I promote things on my own channel here,
Yeah.
my own book. I promote things on Instagram, and that's all I need. And this is the greatest thing about YouTube. I know so many awesome YouTubers. I know guys
Yeah.
and girls that have 100,000, 400,000 subscribers,
Yeah.
500,000 subscribers, and all it takes, John, is one of
Yeah.
those guys, girls to give your product a shout out, and the
Yeah. That's
sales
it.
go.
Yeah.
I mean,
Massively, mate. That's it.
and
It's
that's why we have a good team. That's why I
yeah,
say keep your circle tight, keep people in your circle, and just
definitely.
keep moving forward.
Here's the
What's this
lady I
here?
mentioned earlier. Here's my model and my fiance now.
Hello.
Hi, you're right.
You can go here now.
Thanks.
Oh wow, yeah,
Yeah, so that's the one we've seen a lot of my photos. But you got to like, it's all about support. Supportive relationship is where it starts. Well, support yourself,
of course it is. Yeah,
support your
100%.
relationship, and then every interaction is a relationship, isn't it? So support the people around you. They are forming a relationship, and you build on that. You give what you get what you give.
Yeah.
And we're next
Well,
things up really. We've got the crops in, cardigans. I saw someone mention on there. Yeah, we can
yeah,
do that.
Fox, he wears them all the time.
There's a cardigans are up. What else? Rah skirts for summer. They're coming. It's just a matter of getting that bale in, designing it, cutting it, and getting it out there. I'm always open to suggestions as well. I love it when someone comes on and they're like, "Oh, what about this?" Like if it's a colour like pink, people crying out for pink. But yeah, it's not one of my standard colours at the minute, but it is something I've got to get next. Buy a big fat bale of pink and get that done.
Yeah.
And then everything from there. I'm always open to suggestions. Fire it
All
in.
right. Mate, I think the brand's stunning. I'm gonna, as I keep getting asked in the comments here,
Yeah.
I'm gonna put the link up very shortly. Everyone, don't worry. And make sure you get something though. He does all these hats now as well. I've seen you doing all different hats. Which is
Oh,
great.
the caps, yeah, they're not even on the website yet. That's because doing it myself, it's like, right, I've got to get it here, I've got to get it there.
Yeah.
TikTok shop's a nightmare to upload to as well. I'm not expecting the sales to come on TikTok shop, but it's on everything. Identity UK, TikTok. Well, we're on everything. It's just managed by me, so some things are better than others.
Well, mate, listen, I wish you all the best of success.
Thank you, brother.
I'm going to try and get it promoted now. Mate, I'm going to say, as I said, I try and do short, sharp things on here.
Yeah,
I've seen other people do. I've seen other people last for hours, and you know what? And let them do it. It's what they do. Short, sharp is what people want, and I love the fact you've given up some of your time to come on here.
Of course, mate. As well, you do the same. Yeah, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate everyone who's joined in as well. Thank you again. If you want to reach out, just reach out, tell me what's right, what's wrong, and I'll fix it, or we'll have a conversation.
Well, thank you. Now let's get your link up. Let's start it, and hopefully we can help as a community. And I think there's loads of stuff, ladies in there for women, and you will love it. I'm going to wish John all the best today, and we'll catch up
Thank you, man.
off this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. Have
Love
a
you,
great
man.
day,
Oh,
buddy.
that's it. Individually different together. Bye, everyone. Thank you.
See you, mate. Bye. Bye. Well, ladies and gents, thank you for joining me. I thoroughly enjoyed that. John is a gentleman, an entrepreneur, a fashion guru, a steely-eyed killer from the military. And yeah, his brand's awesome. You can see it there. It's embroidered. It's beautifully done. I love it. And yeah, have a wonderful day, everyone, okay? Take care. And thanks for joining me. Thanks to the moderators. I do appreciate all the work you do there. Thank you very much. Have a great day. And Foxy, he does do cardigans. Take care, people.